She
damn.
put it down.
Oh, damn.
She walked away.
Oh,
Look, that's
damn.
the baby.
Oh, you're a liberal. Oh, you vote for Trudeau. I adopt a black baby. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut the baby in half.
And
What's that?
Huh?
Katie, I can't stand you
no more. Hi. Hello. Welcome to the Unhinged Trio. I'm Jack.
I'm Z-Fan.
I'm Caden.
Now,
Hello.
today we will be discussing a book called Little Fires Everywhere, written by Celeste Ng, also made into a series on Amazon. But basically, these two are having a bit of a feud here because there's a lot of conflicts and problems going on in this book.
You're wrong.
Okay, save it for the debate.
Objection.
This has gone on for quite a while. Anyway, basically, there's a mother with her newborn child just moved to America. She's struggling financially. She can't take care of the baby. She can't afford food. She can't get a house. So, in an act of desperation, one night, she leaves the baby on the steps of a fire station. And then after that, the baby eventually ends up with a white family called the McKillops. Now, the McKillops want to adopt the baby. But Bebe, the mother of the baby in the first place, wants the baby back. So she goes to the McKillops, does not end well, and wow. Alright.
Wait, why are we?
That is the McCullops. That is the McCullops, by the way.
This is going great. Anyway. And because of that, it's basically a conflict between who do you think deserves a baby?
Yeah.
The white family known as the McKillops, or Linda McKillop, or Bebe Chow, the original mother.
Yeah,
So Z-Fan believes Bebe deserves it.
Exactly.
The original mother. Caden believes that the McKillops should have the kid.
Of course.
So, they're gonna debate over who is right and wrong.
Katie, I can't stand you
no more. Hey, say it for the
Go.
Say it, I can't stand you no more.
Good.
Like. Alright. Caden, start us off.
All right. First of all, let's talk about the biggest matter here.
Yep.
The McCullops, they've got all the necessary resources to provide Mei Ling with everything.
Cat.
Sorry, Mirabelle. Mirabelle, she
Mirabelle.
will grow up in a safe environment and access to all the best schools, healthcare, and extracurriculars.
That's true, she does have access to all that.
Yeah.
That ensures a good life for Mirabelle.
Did you just say Maribel? So you're saying that McKillop should keep the baby simply because the McKillops is in a good financial situation where they could provide all the necessary resources for a child to be prosperous.
Yep.
Okay. Let's look at Pearl.
Okay.
Pearl didn't grow up like that, and look what 4.0 GPA in the Shaker Heights, top of her class, applying to Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. You're saying that they're in a better economic situation. That is why the McKillops should keep the baby. And I disagree. There is still children that grew up broke with no money, but had parents and grew up to be successful. LeBron James. LeBron James.
Okay.
There are traits that you can only acquire if you grew up poor. You gain early maturity, persistence, resilience. You learn to appreciate all the small things around you. You learn to love your parents more than if you're growing up rich, as you are all they have and they are all you have. But most importantly, you gain the trait of empathy, the ability to recognize societal injustice.
A community like Shaker Heights, a community of privilege, educated, yes, they're very smart, they're going to Princeton, they're going to Harvard, they're going to Yale, but they're not educated to recognize the societal injustice.
Streetwise.
Let's look at Lexi, right? One of her statements, what does it say? If we just gave babies to other race parents when they're born, shouldn't that solve racism?
Damn, that's wild. That is something she said.
So what do you have to say about that, Caden?
Steven, you're trash because honestly,
Yeah.
all her memories right now for the recent time are with the McKillocks. You really want to rip and potentially cause emotional trauma now that she's a little bit older?
Okay, let's look at Pearl, right? She did not know her parents
No.
at all. Father was gone
I-
until she was about to go to university.
I agree with Z-Fan because at that point, it literally says in the book, after Baby admittedly kidnapped the child, it said that despite the fact that she had spent so much time with her, the baby still found that Bebe's arms were loving and a safe place, and therefore didn't cry when Baby took her away. Z-Fan, you make a good point, but at the same time, does that mean you should grow up poor?
I'm just saying, if you grow up poor and that means you should give up the baby, then there's millions of other single mothers out there with the baby. So you're saying that all those babies should be adopted into the wealthy families?
Damn.
So you're telling me that these parents should be stripped of the only things they have, the only things they live for. You're stripping their meanings. You want to kill the millions of single mothers. You're a killer.
Z-Fan's
Genghis Khan.
Oh.
Hitler.
Yo! I see your point. However, you're missing one crucial thing.
Yeah.
While Baby might be poor, you could say that you could say that their situation is completely different than Pearl and Mia's. Why? Because Mia did not abandon the baby.
That's facts.
She kept it. She was struggling. However, she toughed it out and she raised it all by herself.
That's
a very good point.
That's
She
a
raised
good
it
point.
all by herself.
That's
Baby,
a very
damn
good point, Katie.
Baby?
That's a damn good point.
Baby,
Yeah.
she's poor,
Yep.
but she also gave up. Well, she didn't give up. She was like, I cannot do this anymore. I believe that I am not a good enough mother for this child. So she, on her own volition, writes a note, gives it up. She gave up her baby. She
Oh, damn.
put it down.
Oh, damn.
She walked away.
Oh,
Look, that's
damn.
the baby.
Oh, you're a liberal. Oh, you vote for Trudeau.
She left the baby.
There's a whole lot of nothing.
No right. You have no right to come back and take it from the baby after they've been integrated into a loving family already. So why should you get it back, baby?
You're trash. Anyway, in the Bible, in the Old Testament, in the book of Kings, chapter 1, in the lines, I forgot which line, but it was in the story.
Is this relevant?
Yes, it's very relevant.
All right.
Okay, there's two mothers. One mother just lost her baby, and the other mother has her baby. The mother who lost her baby kidnapped the baby and said it was hers. The mother whose baby's been kidnapped went to King Solomon and said, she took my baby. King Solomon said, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut the baby in half and give you both. It's half the baby. Now, what did the real mother do in this situation? It was simple. She said, you could keep the baby. I don't want the baby anymore. Keep it. Did she really not want the baby? She wanted the baby with her life. But she knew if she kept having this argument, the baby would be cut in half. And she'd rather let the baby be in somebody else's care than die. And the same thing that happened with Bibi Chow and Megan Chow. Had she kept the baby in what you call persistent resilience, I'm a mother, I could go through this, I keep the baby, but then she'll starve to death. Is that a good mother? It's not.
That's a damn good argument.
So,
Any
Kaden, let me
comparison?
ask you. Once Bibi Chow was adopted, how did the McCullums help her understand her cultural heritage?
Hayden, let's hear your part.
Well, cultural authenticity comes from shared experiences and intentional learning, not just solely from biology. Not just from biology. The McCullums,
Wow.
they said, even though their point was wrong, they were willing. They wanted to learn.
You're saying a
about
whole
their
lot of
culture.
nothing right now. I'm not gonna
They wanted to be more connected with Mirabelle.
lie. How?
How? Culture. They could learn. They're trying their best. They're
How?
willing to make the effort because they do show love.
How?
They show love and care to this.
How?
They put
How much?
That information has been publicly shared, but I will highlight.
Well, then
that
tell
my
me what it
mother,
is.
My mother
How much?
has
Just the dollar
worked,
figure.
throughout her life.
The dollar figure,
in
Prime Minister.
various ways, and is proud
How much?
of the work that she's done, and I'm proud of her.
How
as well.
much? I'm looking
we
for a
can-
dollar
we
figure.
We can get that number for you if you like. It's been out in the media.
It's
I
been
don't
in the
have it in
media,
front
but
of
you
me.
don't know it?
their
Trudeau,
resources in.
reveal your tax
They
base.
put their resources
Reveal it.
into
Yo.
raising the baby. So, what advantages does being with baby have?
Yeah.
All the benefits
Okay.
that the McKillop's offer outweigh biological connection. And since Mei Ling or Maribel, preferably Maribel, the only loving parents that Maribel remembers is the McKillop's. In her mind as well.
Wow. Tomfoolery. Quiet. Let me say my point. I'm going to destroy you, liberal. Trudeau voter. Trudeau voter. Oh, Trudeau. Whoa. Tomfoolery. Absolutely foolishness that I just heard. A lot of yapping, no facts. That's a whole lot of nothing I heard. You just wasted my life. I'm gonna sue you now. Anyways, he basically said, oh, they're making an effort. Their effort in trying to make Maribel know her culture. By what? They took
Change.
Bebe to Chinese food restaurants because they want her to remind her of her culture. They put painting, the most stereotypical Asian thing that you could do.
That doesn't
on their
change.
paintings, on their wall, and their plants. So they adopted Baby, right? And they try to help her know her culture through their tryingness, basically. I adopt a black baby. Yep. Let's say I go to the adoption center. I say, give me a black baby. Actually, that sounded a little wrong. Give me an African baby. This is how, based on Maribel, how I would raise my baby. I'll have pictures of their ancestors picking cotton.
Picking cotton?
Yep. That's the most stereotypical thing ever. They had in their house to try to assimilate her culture, arrogance, stupidity, and racist.
They are
racist.
They didn't know.
They made
but
an
they were
effort.
willing to change.
Oh, so
They didn't. They were willing.
they were willing to be racist.
No, not racist. They were willing to
Yup.
love, to change,
Yup,
to
yup.
learn, and to sink in their resources to truly assimilate Maribel into their culture and
What's that?
Huh? I did not vote for Trudeau.
You voted for Trudeau. I voted for Parliament.
I voted for Parliament as well.
Genuinely ask yourselves this question. If you were to disappear today, to be kidnapped, would your mother, would your parents sell everything they have, commit the rest of their life till the end of time, till their very last breath, search for you? Against all odds, even if they know it's impossible. It's like trying to find a nail in an ocean. It is impossible. Would they still do it? Of course they would. Of course they would. If your child went missing, Miss Millington, if your baby was to be kidnapped, would you spend the rest of your life, spend all of your money to try to find the baby? Of course you would. Of course you would. Every mother would. But what the McCullochs did, when they heard the news, they gave up immediately. They just gave up. And 6 months later, at the end of the novel, it was said that they're adopting a new baby. So what that tells you is there's this spiritual connection between you and your biological mother that adopted parent just cannot match. It's impossible. That just tells you that they didn't really love little Mei Ling. The McCullochs didn't really love Mei Ling. They were just desperate for a baby. While Bibi actually loved Mei Ling to death. And that's why I disagree with Caden, and we're gonna have to fight.
Alright, because this debate went nowhere, these two have decided to resolve their problems with a boxing match.
CCP, liberal.
Boo!
Wow. 3, 2, 1.
No.
We learned from this fight absolutely nothing. And
Liberals lost.
Wait.
BB won.
No.
Hold up. BB Chow won. BB Chow is.
Dude,
BB
you don't
Chow.
actually come from Hong Kong.
You should have been from China.
Hey, no. No.
Sorry about that. Anyway, we have learned from this brawl absolutely. Shut the hell up. We have learned from this brawl absolutely nothing, and thus we are asking you, the class, to decide who deserves to be the mother, the McLaughlin or the McKillips, or Mrs. Chow. Thank you for listening to our podcast. All right, I got it.
CCP.
All right, I gotta kill these guys now. I'll see you guys later.